In our last video, we were able to effectively use if statement and the nested if statement to execute a particular problem that was given to us. Today, without wasting time, we are going to be looking at the VLOOKUP and the VLOOKUP data validation in Excel. Let's quickly go to the Excel sheet which comprises of the database of employees. Okay, now we want a situation where when we type in a particular employee code here, we'll be able to, it will return the employee salary. Okay, so for us to achieve that, let's use the VLOOKUP, whereby whenever we type any employee code, it returns the employee salary. Okay, let's say equal to VLOOKUP. What is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP, the V stands for vertical, that is vertical lookup. We have different types of VLOOKUP. We have the VLOOKUP, H lookup, which is the horizontal lookup. We also have the X lookup, and whereby there is also the what we call the exact match. Okay, but in this video, we are only going to focus on the VLOOKUP. Maybe subsequently we'll be looking at the H lookup and X lookup and so on. Okay, so now let's quickly type our equal sign, then type your VLOOKUP. As you type it, you see it pop-ups. Okay, so click on it. Now the VLOOKUP has four arguments. Okay, you have the lookup value, you have the table array, you have the column index number, and then the range lookup. Okay, so now lookup value, what's the lookup value here? This is our lookup value. Click on the cell. Okay, you now say comma, then the table array. From which table? Well, this is our table, right? You might choose to highlight everything here, or let's select from this point, because we just needed the code and then the salary. So let's highlight from this point to the end of the table. Okay, which is C1 to F25. Put your comma. So now the next one is what's your index, column index number. So the index number is the one you want it to return. Okay, so now we want it to return the employee salary. Okay, so now the employee salary is on what column number? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. Okay, so we enter 4. We now say comma. So do you want it to return, is it an exact match, or do you want approximate match? So we want exact match, because we want it to return exactly the value that we imputed. So let it return same. Okay, so you click on it, or you can use 0, or you enter false. Okay, false or 0 all stands for exact match. Press your enter. Okay, so by so doing, you have succeeded in populating the value for salary value for code employee code RV002. Okay, note that if you change any value here, it will affect the other cell. Okay, it brings up the salary. We can format this. Let's change this one to naira. Okay, because it is salaries, talking about money. So let's format it. Either you come to this point where you have general, you select your currency from the drop down value. We have currency, or you can come to this point, click on this click here, then you click on currency. So our currency is on, the symbol is already on naira. If you want it in dollar, you can come here and select your dollar sign, but it's already on naira. We're Nigerians who want it in naira, so it's already on 2 places of decimal. We say okay, so it has changed the value there to naira. Okay, now let's say we want employee code 020, Aruvi 020. Let's see the amount. You see, so this is the salary of the employee. Okay, so now what do we have here? We have, this is the employee code. Okay, and this is the employee salary. So let's just format this cell. Let's format it. Okay, let's give it a border. So let's increase this. Okay, I'm bolding it. Let's add a small color just to make it look nice. Okay, so we'll be able to do that. Okay, so now maybe you want to add another column. Let's add another column. Let's say we want to also return the employee designation. As it brings up the salary, let's know the designation of that particular employee. Let's know if the employee is an engineer or an analyst or an accountant, okay, or a business developer. We don't know who the employee is. Let's get the designation here. So now let's add here designation. Let's say designation. Let's drag this so it fills here, and then now say the designation. Okay, so we have the employee designation. Okay, so without wasting time, let's copy this. Okay, let's copy this table. Say copy, then come to this, then escape, come to this point, paste it, Ctrl V. So now the employee designation, what number is it? Looking at our table array, what column number is it? It's on column, let's count, 1, 2. It's on column 2, right? So we are going to change this 4 to 2. Okay, and press your enter key. So it gives us the employee designation. So it's telling us that employee, let's bolden this one too. It's telling us that RUV020, let's look at that. RUV020, that the person is an accountant. Is the person an accountant? Let's see. Yes, the person is an accountant. Okay, and the person's salary is this. Okay, let's check another code. Let's say 005. Okay, let's enter. Okay, 005, is the person still an accountant? Yes, the person is an accountant. So let's see 006 and see if the other value will change. Okay, 006 says that the person is an analyst and the person's salary is 63,000. Okay, so that is what we have there. So which means we are correct. Okay, so now what about the situation? Now let's look at the Excel data validation. VLOOKUP. Let's say VLOOKUP Excel data validation. Okay, we want to carry a data validation here on this particular function, these particular functions we have here. Okay, we want the employee code, the employee salary, also the employee designation. We want to replicate the same thing here. Okay, so that we apply the data validation on it. Okay, let's copy this cell. Okay, let's say Ctrl C. Now let's come to this point. Let's say Ctrl V to paste it. Okay, so now we have our value here. Okay, so we have copied what we have here to this point. Don't worry about this, we are going to adjust it. Okay, we are going to adjust what we have here so that we'll be able, because when you move a cell from one cell to the others, you note that the column label and the row label also changes, so it could affect our first formula. So now let's do same here. Let's correct this, click on it. So now you're seeing that the value, our lookup value, is H12, and this is H12, right, which is okay. Then our table array is saying C10. No, our table array is supposed to be C1 and not C10. Okay, so let's correct this place. Let's say C1. Okay, now let's press enter. Okay, it's being corrected. So this one, let's do same. Let's correct this place to C1. Okay, say enter. So now it has been corrected. So we have the same functions, the same thing we have here is what we have here. Okay, you might choose to add other formulas, other values if you wish. Okay, but we just want to use this to illustrate the VLOOKUP and also the VLOOKUP Excel data validation. Okay, so now for you to keep changing this value, maybe you need 2, you change, you keep changing. Maybe you need 3, you want to populate the record for 003, you change it. To keep changing this, it might take a long time. Sometimes you might want to populate another person's number. Maybe you want to populate 012, you now went and populate 014. Now let's check this one, 030. You see, it's giving me error because we don't have any record. Our record here, we have just 24 employees. Okay, we don't have up to 30. Sometimes you could make mistakes. So now let's use data validation. Okay, data validation gives us accurate value. Okay, it gives us what? Accurate value, and it makes our work very easier for us. Okay, though we are not going in depth about data validation in this course, but we just want to use it to make this to list out all the codes here. Okay, so click on it, click on this particular cell, then go to your data tab, click on it, data tab, click on it, then click on data validation. Okay, click on any value, select list. Okay, click on list, then your source. What's your source? You want it from ARUV 001 down to ARUV 024. Okay, that's what you want, and you now say okay. So by so doing, you've succeeded in having all the lists here. You don't need to start typing one by one again. You just that whatever value you want, you just click on it, and it populates the salary and the designation. Okay, so now let's come here. We say this place is employee, this is employee code, right? So this place is employee, this is employee salary, and this is also employee designation. Okay, so we might choose to give it, to format it the way we want it. Let's just do it in our own different way. Okay, so let's bolden it and increase the font a little. Okay, so we now have this here. Okay, so I might choose to delete this. Okay, we just use this to illustrate how you can go about your VLOOKUP. And this one also, we have added data validation on this. Okay, so you can come here, choose any value you choose, it changes, it gives you the salary and also the designation of that particular staff. Okay, you don't need to start typing it one after the other again. Okay, let's say the last staff. Okay, so that is just it. Let's go to the next table. The next table here, we have 2 tables here. We have a purchase order. We have table 1.
Thanks for being with me thus far, and ensure you don't miss out in our next class. Share this link to everyone around you so they can be part of this free online training. If you don't need this package today, remember that others might, as more educational content will keep reaching you from this channel. Once again, I remain Deborah from Devitech. Don't fail to subscribe for notification on our upcoming videos. Thanks and bye for now.